It's your boy, the one Joey V.
This is Boss Dog Cigar.
This is Quentin Moore chilling in the Cigar Lounge. Have a drink with your boys and tune in. Yeah.
But anyway, man, how you doing?
I'm all right, man. How y'all been?
Man, it's been great. Chilling,
all right.
You know. Let me ask you a question.
What you got?
So your initial, now we know the story. We're gonna get into the story of how Snoop hooked up with you.
Yeah.
So when Snoop sent you the joint, right?
Yeah.
What was your initial reaction? Like Snoop sent, oh, this really Snoop? Oh shit.
Bro, I was blown away. I was like, nigga, this shit is crazy. It's crazy, man. I mean, to kind of dig a little bit deeper into it, I was coming from a gig and just before I had left the gig, I didn't say this in the video or the story. I met Emmitt Smith, and so I was just like, damn, that's what's up. I was kind of high for that. Yeah, man. I met Emmitt Smith. He was at my gig that I had just left. So I get in the car. About 5 minutes in the car down the road, Snoop hits me up and was like, hey, I'm just trying to make sure I got the right email. I'm like, what's finna go down? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? And so, he said, man, I'm just finished laying the verse for the remix. I'm like, damn. I said, so I went and checked the email. I listened to it and everything, man. I didn't know what he was going to do. I didn't know if he was going to rap, if he was going to sing. I didn't know how he was going to flip it because this is not like something that's like, that's hitting where you can rap on. And then Snoop ain't known to be no super ballad singer or nothing like that. So I didn't know how exactly that was going to work out. But, man, I thought what he did was perfect. He did a little bit of singing. Other thing that a lot of people don't know about Snoop, people know, he's an actor. So, so he got to kind of put that aspect in there with the spoken word and everything. So I was like, man, that's a nice little flip, a nice touch, add a nice little cool touch to the song, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I didn't know how he would, I didn't even know when we talked, I didn't even know what he was going to do. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know if he would, because when he asked me for the tune, I figured, okay, this could mean he could get on his IG and sing, you know what I'm saying? He could do a cover video or anything. So I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on. He just said, hey, I got you. That's it. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but shit, I'm with it. Let's go. I don't know. And so
I'll take it.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Hey, when he was like, hey, nephew, go ahead, send me that nephew.
Hey, he used that a lot in ideas, man. I was laughing my ass off. Because here's the funny thing, I mean, I don't know what the age limits and everything is, you know what I'm saying? Snoop maybe is, 50, in his early 50s, maybe? Something like that. So I don't know. I would say big bro. You know what I'm saying? Little bro, big bro. But, that's his thing, nephew. That's his favorite stuff to say because people said that to him. You know what I'm saying? They would say that to him, too, nephew, yeah.
Right. That's a West Coast.
Yeah.
They do that a lot. I actually get that here in Kansas a lot. Like people like, what up, nephew?
Yeah, they be on that.
I ain't think you had no family reunions. What you mean, nephew? Hold on.
They be on that over here too. Nephew, you know what? I don't get neither one of them though. It's funny. Here in Texas, they say it a lot, but nobody. I get nephew sometimes, but I have not got unk. I am unk status, but I ain't got unk yet. I be playing basketball with a lot of young guys. I tell them my age, and they be like, "Damn, bro, I don't believe that." I say, "Yeah, bro, I'm old. I'm old enough to be your dad." Shit.
Yeah,
Can't you tell?
With a lot of the younger people I hang out with, I done got past Unk, and now I'm OG. It's either OG or Unk, bro.
Man, FDK, don't hang around with none of them.
Right.
Hey, I gotta hang out with some of the younger ones to make sure that they come up the way we came up.
Yeah.
So that actually the way we live don't actually die.
Right.
At some point, the common sense may come back.
Right.
It's with dinosaurs. Man. Shit over. We had our last rock. It's just done.
Hey Lou, what's up?
Nah, but I do.
He said, I wish I would call someone Unc that's not my uncle. Well, yeah, right, exactly.
I mean, that's it. Different areas, man. We like, I don't call nobody else. I'm like, yo, bro, what up, bro? You know what I'm saying? But I don't. I call uncle.
I can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't do
I'll
it.
say for me, it's either usually cuz or big bro. That's
I'm just
usually
saying, what's up, bro? Yeah, big bro too. I say big bro too. What's up, big bro? Or what's up, bro? That's it. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Big bro is usually for people that I'm actually familiar with. You know, these are people that I hang around with all the time. Usually somebody that I see that may necessarily take care of me, but you know what I'm saying? Like they try to guide me in a certain way. So it's usually definitely somebody that's older than me. You know what I'm saying?
You're welcome, bro.
Right.
You're welcome, bro. You're welcome, bro. So I appreciate you saying that about me. No, so let's get back into it. Hey, but I did hear it, and it was because when I first heard it, I was like, "Is this real? Did he really do it? Did he really do it? Like, what is a voice?" And he was like, "Yo, Snoop on the joint." Yeah, Snoop was on. I was like, "Snoop on the joint? Oh shit!"
I was like, is it really an official thing? Like, nah, somebody just playing right now.
Right.
Yeah, because
Like,
you did that post. You like, who would go good on the remix? It was Kanye, Snoop. What's her name? Oh, girl,
Lizzo.
And it was somebody else. And I was like, it depends on which Kanye you get. If you get the church Kanye off the pills, then that might not be so good. He be thinking too much about it. If you get the old Kanye, the old Polo Kanye, he go hard.
That'll be the one.
But Snoop was natural. Snoop was a natural choice. And when it popped up, I was like, did he get somebody to like get this off the Aries Spears or somebody? What's going on here?
Right, exactly. See, I didn't really announce it. I didn't bring it. I just said, hey, here it is. You know, so most people were kind of like, is that like AI or is that like you take his voice and put it in there or is this real? You know.
yeah.
And so I was like, nah, man. But I think when it's funny because people are still kind of finding out about it like a month later. And it's kind of like, or they're just kind of finally letting it confirm that it is real because once it was released, you know, you see his name on the track, which we'll talk about that too because that was a whole process. But you also what was I going to say? Newspaper articles and stuff like that started coming out and people was like, okay, yeah, you know, that's when I think when my article came out here in Dallas and people saw when I shared that, it's like, okay, yeah, this is real. It ain't gonna be in no news outlet or no whole article about it if it ain't real. But still, people, you know, still kind of question it a little bit, like, you know, how did this, you know, and so that's why I went ahead and said, let me go on and put up the full story about how it happened so people can fully understand, you know, what's going on or whatever. And so it's been crazy, man. You know, the Spotify numbers are wild, Apple Music numbers are wild. So all the streams are up, and man, just hoping to create more opportunities. We're actually finishing up the full animated video now, which that's a whole other thing too, man. Because I actually hired an animator back in October, just after we finished mixing the song and everything, and that fell apart. I had to like go to PayPal court and get my money back, all of that. And I hired another guy.
We got anime.
This guy who did say it again.
I said, I draw my man anime.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. We could have. Oh man, if I'd have known, I didn't even know that, man. Now I know. I got something else for you there.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, man, I got another guy. Oh, go ahead.
Now, I was gonna say with that. So the first guy fell through.
Yeah.
But you already put a deposit down.
I had already put the deposit down, man, and everything. But it actually worked out perfectly, man, because a lot of things that happened in the release kind of made it kind of work out because first foremost, it's funny, the pricing, the original guy was the same price. His deposit was the same price as my new guy's full price. So that actually worked out. Like I'm like, oh shoot, I got to save quite a bit of money. That's good. And this guy's great. I hired that guy to do the short animation just only like a week before the release. And so I found him and I was like, hey man, I need something quick because I had a fall. This other guy flaked or whatever, so I got to get something. So he put that together for me. I was like, I like it. We were getting a good response. So he's like, man, let's do the full thing. And so, like I said, it kind of worked out because when the tune first came out, it didn't go on Apple Music. It just got on Apple Music last week. And it's a whole contractual process and stuff, man, because it's Snoop. They needed all this verification, in which I gave them that in December. And for some reason, I think my distributor botched something with them. Because even my distributor came back and said it's not going to go on Apple Music. I'm sorry, ain't nothing we can do. We talked to Apple, and I'm like, I'm not settling for that because I got all contracts. I got everything I need on my end. So I contacted Apple directly. They told me, okay, we found the tune. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what your distributor's talking about. Get them to send the contracts. So I hit up the distributor, like, well, we'll get to it when we get to it. I'm like, man, y'all trash. It's been 3 weeks. What are y'all doing, man? So I got back to Apple and I said, hey, my distributor, I sent them a screenshot of what the distributor said we'll get to when we get to it. That means they don't have no sense of urgency. I sent Apple the contracts directly, the verbal and the signed contract directly. And in less than 12 hours, they had to tune up. I'm like, man, this distributor, I don't know, man. That's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, I'm just glad the tune is up. And see, that's good because I didn't want, YouTube Music is tight. I did not want Snoop to share the full video or anything until everything is up. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to lose that Apple Music. I don't want to lose, Spotify or everything. But it's been up on everything except Apple Music. But now finally Apple Music has it. And so that's why everything worked out because I had no control over that. So now that everything's up, we're ready to finish the full version. We're ready for Snoop to share it and, to go on up to some higher stuff. I got some other stuff coming too with the tune, man. So we're still working, man. I'm working on some new music too, but at the same time, I still got a lot of things that I got to do with this tune before we finish off, So it's just kind of endless, I was going to ask you, when it comes to like that, so you got this song out right now, it's gaining traction. How long do you normally wait, on your song? Because you don't want to do a Diddy. You know what I'm saying? When you had the Craig Mack, they just drop big and they cut off Craig. You don't want to do that. Well, you got your song cutting off another song. So how long do you typically wait? Do you wait till it starts cooling off, or do you have a time period, or you just know? Well, it's kind of a feeling thing. This one is still going, and it's tough because the funny thing about this, this was released in December of 2021. I have not released any new music since then. So for me, it's a good thing and a bad thing. The good part of it is I got a tune that's still moving and people are still learning about, and it's still got a lot of meat left on the bone. You know what I'm saying? The bad thing about it is that I got new music that I'm itching to get out, that I'm itching to perform, you know what I'm saying? So either way it goes, and I can still push this tune, in which I will, but come summertime, we're going to release some new music, around, June or July. I'm going to put some new stuff out. Maybe even May. I got another song that I'm going to remix in May. May, June, and then June, July will be maybe 2 or 3 more songs, but we're going to get after those 2. And then, like I said, if you never know, how you can't control the timing on when your song is going to go higher and higher. Like I said, because I released that in December 2021 and I didn't start speaking with Snoop until like July. He followed me in like April or May, but we didn't start actually communicating, or he didn't DM me back until like July. You know what I'm saying? And so I could have said, oh, new tune, but had I said new tune, I might not have been able to communicate with Snoop, And so,
you know, out there and then got to backtrack on it.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. And then that'll kind of that'll bring down both tunes. So what I'm going to do, I have more plans, at least for my foreseeable future with the tune. I've got some other plans that I have. We're recording something this weekend for the tune. I got about 2 or 3 more things that I'm going to release outside of the actual fully animated video surrounding the tune. And then we'll see what's going on in. And I'll be continuing to work on new music at the same time, but actually releasing it is a question mark. But right now, the plan, go ahead.
You can never go wrong with the beginning of July.
Yeah.
And it's always a great time for everything.
Look at that. Yeah. No, that's how I broke my mind. But look, you still ain't having no playing the tambourine yet, right? I told you.
Let's go.
I play a new tambourine, and I told you this.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you a question because you mentioned this earlier.
Uh-huh.
How hard was it to get clearances and everything with Snoop?
You said how hard what?
How hard was it to get the clearances and everything with Snoop? Like everything clear.
Well, the thing is that with the distributors and all of that stuff, you need a signed contract. I was lucky. Well, here's the deal. So when they told me that, because I was originally trying to release a tune in November, this past November for my birthday, because he recorded in September, we finished it in October. We had everything lined up to release it in November. And so then my distributor said, hey, this is Snoop, you know what I'm saying? He's famous. You can't just release a tune with him like that. We need a signed contract. I'm like, damn. Because here's the problem with Snoop. It's hard to get in contact with him. Man. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. So, and the only means that I have is DM. And I have email as well, but DM is faster than email unless he's expecting the email through the DM. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, so I was like, all right, I got to do what I got to do. So I put the contract together, whatever, and I started hitting him. To my surprise, he responded back like within 2 or 3 days. And he said, what I need to do. And I was like, well, I need to sign a contract. But when he said what I need to do, he sent this voice memo that I put in the video. And so he said, you know, pretty much this is the verbal agreement, but I'm going to sign as well. So that was like, I want to say late October, early November. So by that time, I was like, I can't release in November. I just don't have enough time because I'm trying to also let Spotify kind of let it marinate in Spotify for a little bit once I release it in case there's any errors or anything like that. You want to put it in there and let it sit in there about a month or so, you know. Okay. It's the same thing. It's like what happened with Apple Music. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It sat in there for 2 months and it still went haywire. So I sent the verbal over to my distributor, said, this is good. It's a help, but we need the signed contract. I'm like, fuck. So 2 things happened next. So after probably about 2 or 3 weeks of hitting Snoop, probably this is in the beginning of November for sure, he signed the contract. But what he did, he took a screenshot of what I sent him in our DM and he signed the screenshot, which that worked. I sent it to the distributor and it worked. But about 2 weeks after that, he email signed the contract. So that's the official stamped. And so it looks better. It looks better. Even though both will work, the other one is officially stamped by DocuSign. And so it looked better. So that happened towards the end of November. So I was like, okay, cool. I got all my contracts. I'm straight. So it took about a month to get all that. That's just me hitting Snoop. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I need to get that. And so, you know, man, I don't know how he does it, man. As busy as he is, I know he gets millions of DMs. I'm like, damn, but he's responding to my DMs. You know, even when I hit him, I actually talked to him 2 times before the week of the release, and he hit me right back. It's crazy. So, man, you know, I don't know how he does it, because sometimes I can get him right away. Sometimes I can get him in a couple of days, but then sometimes it'd be like 2 or 3 weeks. It could be even a month sometimes, you know. And so that was the most difficult part. He didn't have obviously he did the tune, so he wasn't like, oh, no restrictions or anything like that. So So that the hardest part was just pretty much just getting in contact with him and getting it signed. I was even scared with that too. I was like, are they gonna think that I like forged this or how does it work? But with the official DocuSign, you're good to go because that has to. And then also they have DocuSign also has a kind of like a transcript, and it shows you how many times, because I was emailing that contract, it shows you how many times it was emailed, it shows you the actual email. So it kind of covers the back end of the signed contract. So that's the good thing about signing through email. Oh. And so I had 4 different documents for that whole contractual process. And man, it worked. So I'm straight with that. And so it's all good. But the toughest part was just getting in contact with him, man, because he, as busy as he is, it still amazes me. Even if he get back to me at all, it still amazes me how busy he is. But he sometimes will take some time. That was the hardest part.
Y'all hit me and I don't answer. I'm probably tripping.
My question is, were you surprised at how quickly the remix took off?
Man. You mean as far as like the actual after the release or just surprise how? Okay, yeah, after the release, man, I knew I would get mixed feelings. Meaning in a good way, like is this real or what's going on? Damn, bro, what? Bam, bam. Because one thing that I did not do, I didn't tell anybody. I told close friends about it, but I just wanted to drop the bomb.
Is this really Snoop?
Yeah, I wanted all of that. I wanted all. I was ready for all that smoke. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of
real quick. I'll be on them. I said, "Yo, is this really Snoop?"
Yeah. No, man. I wanted all of that, man, and so I figured all of that talking would also help with the promotion of the song because if people knew, the thunder kind of would die down a little bit. So I figured hit them with the announcement and the release at the same time. That way, I'm straight. It's kind of like I'm in there. But I'm not surprised, man. People. One thing I talked about in the story of thing is that people love what is it called? Social. For lack of better words, I can't think of the word, but social. What is the word? God dog it. Where pretty much people like to see you doing famous things with famous people. So if you're on TV, people get excited about that. If they see you with a celebrity, take a picture or doing something with a celebrity, they get excited about that. So it's kind of like when people see that, they really get more excited for you to where if I'm saying, hey, I'm going live and playing some guitar for you, that ain't good enough for them. Hey, I'm playing at Jimbo's Barbecue Shack. Whereas if I say, hey, I'm playing at the American Airlines Center or I'm playing on Good Morning America, then people that will get a rise out of people. Yeah. And so that what is the word? That's gonna bother me. Social something. I can't think of it. Like social verification, social confirmation. What is the word? I can't think of it. Anyway, y'all type it if y'all know it down there. But anyways, people love that. People like to see when you are backed or when you are supported by something famous, and so they get excited about that. Like, or when I go on tour, everybody goes crazy. Oh man, you in Paris? Oh man, you in London? So whereas I'm like, when I'm here, I'm like, nigga, buy a ticket while I'm here. Shit, I'm the same nigga.
Still ain't come to the East Coast yet. I still ain't see him on the East Coast. Right. I'm about to go.
I'll be there. I'll be there. I got you. Trust me.
I keep saying, like, since I'm so close to Texas, I'm gonna get some of shows out in Texas. I'm gonna let you know when I'm coming.
When you say you in Kansas?
Yeah, I'm in Kansas.
What city in Kansas?
I'm in Lawrence. So I'm about 35 minutes outside of Kansas City. Okay.
Yeah. I know Lawrence. Yeah, I've been through there. I played Kansas City. I played Wichita before. And so you never know. I might be up in Kansas too.
Hey, I'm telling you, if you in Kansas, I don't care what I got to do. I got to cut food, shit, whatever. I'm coming. I'm there.
Let's make it happen. I'm gonna come do a Kansas show just for you. We'll make it happen.
Right there.
It's going
I
down.
heard it good. I promise I'm gonna do that.
The little
I
more
got
East Coast, like when I'm gonna get a show.
You
they
know,
gonna holler
you
at
know
me.
it's easy to come out there. I'll be out there for sure. All
You know,
over down the East Coast. DMV, Philly, New
Yeah,
York City, Boston, we there.
I'll tell you what. I'm in the DMV. Hey, I'm in the DMV. I'm in the DMV and Philly. I'll be at both shows.
Let's go.
Fuck, I got people in New York. I'll pop up there too.
Let's go. I'm gonna definitely do it, man. Like I said, when I get this new music going and all of that, man, I'm like I said, I'm kind of hibernating here at home a little bit. I've been traveling a lot, so you know, I'm going, yeah, man.
It's important to take that break sometime. You know, trying to reset yourself, get recharged.
I'm telling you, I probably took 100 some planes last year.
That can bring me to this question: how do you? So you're around the world. You in fucking like Eastern Europe. You in Central Europe. You're all over Europe. You're all over the country here. What is the first day? Like, what is a day? Your first day back. You just landed. You slept. You wake up. What is your routine?
Woo, shit.
That get you back on the
that ain't no joke. Basically, the biggest thing about coming back is the jet lag. My last city on this last tour was the Maldives, in which they're like over 12 hours ahead of us. So they finna go to bed now. And so coming back, and you know, you're traveling on the airplane, so you moving, you can get back in 20-some hours, but you ain't had that. You still on their time. You know what I'm saying? So the biggest thing, number one, man, is just making sure that I get as much rest as possible, man. I don't do nothing. I just try to, if I have gigs, I'll go do my gigs, but outside of my gigs, I'm sleeping and resting, because that's most important, man. Just making sure that I get as much rest as possible. Man, just trying to get back acclimated. Man, the another tough thing about coming back, man, you over there and you know, you got them shows, you got people excited about you. I'm playing primarily my original music there. And so that's the thing. And then coming back here, I'm not full-time original music here. I'm full-time musician, but I'm doing covers at bars and weddings and stuff like that, to whereas they're going to arenas and big clubs and you know, small clubs as well, and paying to come see me sing my stuff. And so kind of adjusting back to that is a little bit tough, and kind of saying, okay, but at the same time, it's still motivation for me to say, I got to get that here in the States as well. You know, I got to push that and get to that point here to where, you know, I'm not, and I don't mind doing parties and weddings. That's cool because people call me for that stuff, and that's fine. But at the same time, my bread and butter is me doing my original music and doing my concerts, and I get to do that over there, you know. And so just adjusting back with that as well, it's a little bit tough, but, you know, it is what it is.
And I don't hear YOLO, I'm gonna be really upset.
Shout out to Coraline. Shout out to Coraline, man. That's why they're joining the live. I was just talking about Maldives. That's the last place that I perform on a tour, in Maldives.
Oh, what up?
Yeah,
you better do.
Dude.
You know how many reels? How many reels I got using YOLO? You better put YOLO.
Man, I gotta see those.
Recognized in other countries.
Okay.
Like for people to come out to those shows and like support you in other countries. Like, did you ever think when you started that it would get to that point?
Man, I did not know, you know, like I said, when I first started all of this stuff, man, I was playing football, University of North Texas. Man, it was tough. And so my sister was an artist as well. She kind of did like hip hop R&B. You know what I'm saying? I remember watching her growing up and being like, I never would want to fucking be an artist. Forget that. I'm just gonna play the instruments I know how to play, and I'm gonna stay in the back. You know, I wasn't like a front singer and all that type of stuff. Man, I got up there and I said, I'm gonna play sports. That's my thing. So I got up to University of North Texas and played football for a couple of years. Man, I saw a bunch of musicians and people up there killing it with their original tunes and all that stuff. I was like, man, I like this. I think I want to do this, man. And so I started writing my own stuff, and man, things just started. I started getting bookings around the campus, around the city, all that type of stuff, man. And things just started kind of going up from there, man. And it was all good. And
Go ahead.
oh, no, and so as far as the international stuff, I mean, it's always been my dream to travel and see the world, but yeah, you just never know. I didn't expect that, and so it's a blessing to be able to see the world and be in different countries. It's to the point now when I hear a different language, I feel like I'm at home.
Yeah. So we know you can sing, but when did you know you could sing?
Man, I grew up singing in church, but like I said, that wasn't always my first thing. But when I got to college, man, I took some vocal classes, and I said, if I'm gonna do this, I want to do it the right way. I took some vocal classes. I did the best that I could to try to, improve and get better. And man, one thing that I kept in mind, I still keep this with myself today, is that I'm always a student. And so I'm always learning new vocal stuff. I'm always learning guitar stuff and doing different things that I could do to try to get better, And so as far as that goes, man, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to get there.
Hey, that's something new to learn every day.
Yeah.
You never know everything. I don't know everything, but I damn sure good at one thing, baby.
Right.
Make it till you make it.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know what I'm talking about, but it sounds good.
I learned 3 big words a day to put in conversation, just to make sure they think I know what I'm talking about.
That's right.
So, let's go to your story, man. Let's go to the whole. Everybody, people might have heard it, might not have heard it. Let's go to the Snoop hookup. How did it happen?
Basically, give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second.
All right.
Oh.
All right. Man, look, I just got back from Virginia this week, and they trying to send me back. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Our other consultant, Ken Bro, is on the road right now. Or else he would have been in. He's in here somewhere.
All right. So how did the Snoop collab happen? Basically, the beginnings of it, man, I'm not sure about this, but basically, going to a few years back, Snoop shared a cover that I did in 2018. I did him and Lil Duval's "Living My Best Life," and so So he shared that, man, and so I knew at that point that I was kind of on his radar. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward to now. Out of nowhere last spring, he started following me. And I'm thinking primarily he started following me because of the videos were popping off on TikTok and people kept tagging him on these videos. Because I put up a video, you saw some of the videos, who would work best on this remix, or who do you think of when you think of this song? So people kept tagging Snoop. Mm-hmm. Another person they were tagging was Tobey and the Wigway. Shout out to him.
Oh, yeah.
So I know
that'd be dope.
They tagged the hell out of him. In addition to Snoop, if Tobey's on his social media as much as anybody else, he saw that video, and so Snoop definitely. That's how I think he started following me. And so when he started following me, I started sending DMs to him, and I didn't get a response right away. But then a bit, like I said, this was April, May. And then finally in July or something around that time, August, he responded. And we started kind of dialoguing about everything. And I was because I was hitting him up and saying, hey, I would at least like a cover or something similar to what you did with this song. Because he did some other stuff where he would sing the song or whatever over their music or whatever. And I was like, I would at least like that. Or if you want to jump on a remix, hey, that would be even more tight. But I didn't expect him to go all the way. I didn't know. Like I said. And so we had a little bit more dialogue in August, and then finally September 24th was the big bang. I had just got back from the tour. I finished my gig, and that's when he did it. But he asked, I was in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, when I sent him the track. So 1 week later, I was back in the United States, and he ended up, finishing the track and everything.
Let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
So he did that track, and he left you an open verse, or did you have to layer it, or how did that work?
I got my engineer. Yeah, we did an open verse. So I got him to send him just an open verse or whatever, and he laid that mug down, man. That was the rest was history.
Yeah, because the link up is perfect. I'm like, man, he got a good ass engineer. Transition had been perfect.
Yeah,
it's almost like y'all was in the studio together.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. I think that part of Snoop acting, skills came out on that too, man. The way he talks and everything. I mean, he killed it, man. I couldn't be more happy with what he did. Cause I was like, is he gonna rap? What he gonna do? I'm like, cause the way this tune is set up is tough. But man, that just lets you know how creative he is. You can put him on anything and he'll kill it. It's crazy.
I was in the car when I first heard it, like when I first saw it, and I was listening to it. And as I'm listening to it, I'm listening to Snoop, and I'm just like, it's kind of remind me of old school pimping right here.
Right.
I'm like,
right.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, preach.
Yeah, he kind of had that Bootsy Collins kind of vibe, I like that, And that's another person I think about. Because, him and Bootsy, they both in LA. That's it. It's almost like they're the same person in some cases. 1 second. I'm still listening. I'm just going to I got stuff.
Yeah, hold on.
If you'd have been in the studio with Snoop, you would have been in that moment like this. Snoop would have been like, hey, look, nephew, with just a little bit of smoke, nephew. Come on, nephew,
right.
Get up.
Now, that's another funny thing. Here's the thing. I don't smoke. So that's a funny thing. But I would say, like, if you with Snoop, you cannot not smoke. You got to smoke. So I would probably.
I'm not accepting that.
Right. So I would go from the funny thing is I will go from not smoking to getting the highest of the high that the nigga can get. It's crazy.
Snoop, you got some gummies, man. I'm not smoking with you. It's just hand me a gummy.
That'll be crazy. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna be. That's gonna be. I'm gonna start smoking. Ain't nothing you can do. Good morning.
Like Snoop want to go in the studio with you. All right, check it out. This is how we're gonna do it. I'm there for the first 30 seconds because after that I already know what's gonna happen. We're gonna knock this out in 30 seconds. This is gonna be the quickest thing ever. I'm out of there.
Snoop, if you ever see this, man, I respect you. Don't bring your gin to the studio. Bring some other gin, not that gin. That gin right there. Don't do that gin. Don't listen. Don't you do it.
Look, I'm just letting him know if he watching this, if he see this. I am one of those people, like I tell people, yo, I'm about that life. No, Snoop, I'm not. I'm lying. All cap. I'm not about that life, man.
Yeah. That's tough, boy. That's tough.
I am not. Him and Willie Nelson gonna put your ass to sleep. If you come on, man. It's just the 15th one. Come on.
Oh yeah.
I got a test in the morning, huh?
Man, fuck that test, nephew.
Hey, but that's good. So I think though, honestly, if people hear this, she said it's tasty. Yo, Chuck, we're not going to debate this. No, it's not. But I do think that the opportunity with Snoop is going to open up a lot of doors.
Mm-hmm.
So what if, let's say we got an up and coming artist, because we know how down to earth you are. You fuck with us. And we don't have all our screws are missing, right? So what if an up and coming artist heard one of your songs, say like, hey, you know what? I would really like to collab with you. Like you
let's do it.
Okay. I know you said you love collabos. You're open for it.
I do.
And I think that's the kind of spirit that Snoop has. Snoop like, hey, let's work. If I like it, let's work.
Oh, man.
And that's what keeps you relevant.
I mean, that becomes one of those things where, like, I try to tell people, it's enough out there for everybody.
It is. It is.
And like the only way for some people to come up, like not all people, but the best way to come up is like once you make it, there's nothing wrong with reaching back and grabbing somebody else. Like, you know what? This is what I did. I made it up there. You know what? Hey, come on. I'm gonna show you how I did it. Maybe you can adapt it to your own way, and you can make that.
I would say the analogy is like football, right? You got the halfbacks, you got the fullbacks, you got the offensive line. They're opening the gap on. The halfback shoots through, the halfback scores, the team is with. It's like that. Somebody, you got the people before they opening the door, they giving you a space. You just go through it. Once you win, the team win. Everybody's gonna be like, oh man, I remember he did something with blah blah blah. You might not even have to reach back to him. I remember he did that song with old dude, man. Let's go check it out. Then dude catalog blow up. Like for you, for instance, it's like, oh, Snoop Dogg's on here. Man, they got people going through your catalog right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. And the most important thing about it, man, is you never know. You can say an artist is this and that, but you never know. Just because an artist, like, so for example, if I collab with an artist that is not as popular right now, man, you never know what they can take and do with that tune and where that tune can go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You never know what can go viral, what can't, you know. You just never know. And I feel like, you know, and then the other way around, Snoop don't know my work ethic. He didn't know I'm smaller, people don't know me, but at the same time, I'm going to push this song like crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's just who I am or whatever. And you never know. Shoot, it could come back on Snoop's radar like, damn, nephew really did well with this song. You know what I'm saying? Let's do some other stuff. And then vice versa, you know, even from my end down, it's like, damn, this person took this collab and they own to the, you know. So that's what I'm saying. You should never look at somebody and say, nah. The only thing I would say is that when you shouldn't do a collabo is when you don't feel it and you're not feeling the art or the music itself. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But if you're feeling what they got going on, it don't matter how big they are. I'm jumping on everything. That's just how it is with me. If you call me to sing a hook, you call me to play on your stuff, I'm doing it. I don't care. It is what it is. And we ain't going to let money be the deciding factor either. If you got the money, that's cool. If you don't have it, man, you know, it depends on the project. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to produce. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, it's a whole different thing. I'm not going to come in and go in my studio and produce a track full of orchestra and strings for somebody for free. That just ain't, I got to really love you for that. But at the same time, if it's something to where I can do that doesn't, you know, kill what I'm already doing, I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? No doubt about it. Like, that's like, for me, example, that's like, but at the same time, you know, you got to be fair too. I'm not calling Snoop to come be in a music video for free. I'm not calling Snoop to do this and do that and share this and do everything and promote. You know, that's my job. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And at the same time, I'm still going to be as creative as possible with what I got. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just grateful for the opportunity, man, because I'll even say this, that, man, there's some local artists that will come to you and be like, yeah, it's 10 grand. I'm like, well, how's that 10 grand going to benefit me? You know what I'm saying? If I pay you to do this, to sing on this song, you know what I'm saying? People kind of just let money and politics kind of get in the way of making art. And I just can't do that, man. I can't do it. I'm going to figure out a way to get it done. We're going to figure out a way to get it done. I've had plenty of people of all different levels. Now, if you got the money, you want me to do a full track for you in there, I'm going to do it. That's fine. But if you don't have it, maybe we can figure out something, man. We can start off with just me playing the guitar on something. I'll hook you up with that. And we can do an acoustic. And if the acoustic does well for you, when you come back and we can do something, you know, we can do something a little bit more. And so that's how it goes. What's up, AJ?
Yeah, we got to talk, man. We need a theme song for our opening.
You can't let the money be the passion. Yeah, you got to let the passion make the money.
Hey, I'm working here. You got to get a theme song for the opening, man. You got to get a theme song for the opening. I don't give a damn what you throw on it. You can jump on that bitch and go, me. I don't give a shit. We need a theme song for the opening. Because you're in our opening. Like our opening, how we start off, you're in there. So, we posted that, so you're in there. But I got you. Every superhero needs his theme music.
That's right. I'm gonna have to hit you up with something that I can play anytime I walk into a room. Like, I'm just gonna turn it on and walk in. Like, yeah, y'all here. I'm here. Y'all know.
That's it.
I just wanted
I
to
got
say,
you.
oh shit. Oh, here I come. They be like, oh shit.
Yeah. Let's roll.
No, for real though. I'm glad, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you're very accessible. You are. A lot of people. Like, I'll hit you with it again. You be like, yeah, man. Yo, you'll hit me right back. You're very accessible. And like I said, I think that creates, when you create the bond, because we had to learn, we learning how to do that. It creates a bond with, I ain't gonna say your fans or your followers. It creates a family. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say fans, or because it's more than that. Because you support and help people, so it's more than that. When you start like, oh man, you start, hey, check this out, check this out, check this. You're doing promotion for me, you help me with promotion. That's more than just a fan. You know what I'm saying? A fan is just sit there and watch it and not say nothing, not give you anything, but the people that share it, you become part of the family.
Right.
So yeah, I went through your whole catalog. Hey, AJ, you ain't lying. I went through that catalog, but I'm telling you, I did so many reels with that YOLO. Man. That song. When I'm on my way to work, I'm playing the song.
The very first one that my brother sent me was BFU. He was like, bro, you gotta hear this. He's like, you gotta hear it. I listened to that one, and literally, as soon as that song ended, I was like, I gotta see what else he did. Right. Hold on, no, he gotta have more than this.
Yeah.
Like, this can't be it.
Yeah.
Like, it can't be it.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, whenever I'm sitting at home, like right now, I just got off work, I'm sitting at home. And like, even if I'm just sitting at home playing games and just trying to relax, you what I'm listening to. I sit back, after that, I can drink, smoke.
You're not lying. It's true, and it's awkward. It is very awkward when you're playing GTA. You're hearing a love song in the background while you're playing GTA. It's very, very unnerving when you're trying to kill
like I said, I've listened to pretty much your entire catalog, and by far, like, I love them all, but All In that's my shit.
That's
All In is my shit.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
People that you playing All In, I'm like, man, either you love being a serial killer or you just love this music. I don't know.
Right. That makes it worse.
It's very unknown.
That's worse. Yeah.
I don't know why. I just really feel that song. I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Everything I do, I'm going all in. Fuck, we leaving it out there. Let's do this.
That's it, man. That's the one. Yeah, I like that one too, man. I gotta definitely put that on the live list when I come to Kansas for sure. That's a groovy tune. That's a groovy tune, man. I like that one.
Looking at the cashier, like, hey, I'm going all in. Sir, I only need 24. I just need you to know what you got. Like, I'm just saying. Like, damn.
You got my girl. You got my girl, because I was playing your song. She ain't hear before, right? When I first heard it. And she listened to the song. She's like, oh, that's good. And it's like, bitch, fuck you. She's like,
that's always the best, man. That's the best that always gets her.
She's like, I will not see that coming.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, like, out of BFU, the part that really gets me is at the end. Like, if people really listen to it, like when you're in the back and you're like, I really mean it. I'm like, yeah, I really mean it. Yes, I really mean it.
From the bottom. I really mean it. I really mean it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, that drop always gets them, man. And it's funny, man, when I'm performing it live too. It's great. That's I can't wait to really start digging deeper and especially performing it more here in America, man, and getting on the road and doing it. So
you do that, and I saw the show in Europe when you stopped. They was like, say it.
Mm-hmm. That's it right there. That's a great feeling, wow, man. So I be milking the hell out of that. I be having fun with that.
Yo, he had old people saying it, young people saying it.
Yeah.
Like, I say he wilding out there, boy.
100%.
That's probably one of the few songs that you can look a woman directly in the eye and say, bitch, fuck you, and she gonna melt. She gonna be, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh yeah. Oh
He was
yeah.
singing to me.
Oh yeah.
Don't you listen to that man. Don't go out there and sing that song.
You're gonna be in some serious trouble. You listen to him.
Listen to that man.
I want to clarify this.
Bring that to your
Quentin
ex.
can do that. Not y'all. You do that, you're gonna have some problems. Quentin can do that. Just calm yourselves down.
I can do it on stage. I can do it on stage. But let me tell you something though. This is the funniest thing. This is the funniest thing about that tune. Women have been my biggest supporters of the tune. I think that they identify and take the tune because I didn't write it. It could be for anything, whatever. But if you want to say, man, I think I've had more women buy T-shirts, support the song, send me messages about how the song, how they felt the song, how they were going through something and it got them through that or whatever. They got out of this situation. I'm like, hey, man, I'm with it 100%. Let's go. What's up, Lou Paul? What's up, brother?
I didn't go on through nothing. I just sent that to my ex. Let's see how y'all respond to that.
I'm saying that's just when you see somebody, you be like, you know what? I got something I really want to tell you, but you know what? Just listen to this. It'll tell you all I need to say.
Right.
Thank you, Quentin, because I've been blocked by at least 3 of them, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. And I really mean that. From the bottom of my heart.
It was another one that I like too. Chocolate.
Chocolate Daddy.
Yeah.
I just don't like saying it. I don't like saying the title though. Pause.
Right.
I was calling it.
I
don't like saying the title.
Yeah, they love that over in Europe too, man. It's great, especially like Eastern Europe. They get a good chuckle out of that, because ain't many of us over there. So it's good, man. I love. That's one of my favorites to perform as well. Guess of course BFU, Chocolate Daddy. I do that to my girl a lot. YOLO. Those are some of my top ones that I perform everywhere I go. And then some of the covers that I do. Simply Beautiful Tennessee Whiskey. I do those a lot. I also do a cover of Diamond in the Back. Be thankful for what you got. That's one of my favorite covers to do. Yeah. So when you see me live, you see all of those.
You got to be California dream. I
gotta get on that.
I can see you doing it. It'll be dope.
I gotta check it out. I gotta check that out. It's funny, you hear these songs all the time, and then when you actually sit down and try to learn them or perform it, it's a totally different thing, So like versus, especially for a musician, because I'm hearing a bunch of different stuff, and I'm thinking like, should I do this? I don't want to take away the integrity of the song, how it goes, man. But I'll check that one out.
All right, so now since you've done this collab with Snoop, is there anybody else out there that you really get to work with?
Man, there are a lot of people I would love to work with, man. You name it. I don't know. I don't know what can happen, man. If Snoop can happen, I guess anything can happen. So, man, I've always wanted to work with, Anthony Hamilton, Tank, a bunch of producers, different producers and arrangers and composers, Quincy Jones, There's a bunch. I would love to do something with the Ozzy Brothers, Al Green. I don't know what Al Green's doing, but Ozzy Brothers, they still very much on it, man. And I would love to do something with them. That would be off the chain, man. But
Isley Brothers, if you can get with the Isley Brothers or Quincy Jones, those 35 platinum right there, even before they get released.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you that. I finally got to see the Isley Brothers in concert in January, man. And here's the deal about that. It's kind of like, because I also saw Maze as well. So it's kind of like, and I've seen Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I kind of felt like, man, I hope I'm not catching them too late. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to have that same intensity as when they were younger. So honestly, I felt Earth, Wind, and Fire. I saw them a few years ago. I feel like that the show was really good, but I still feel like I missed their peak. You know,
Right.
Frankie Beverly and Maze most definitely. You know, I definitely missed their peak. Frankie Beverly really doesn't have his voice more, but the Isley Brothers, man, they were killing it. And I still feel like right now I caught them kind of still in their prime of things. You know, it's really weird because they still are killing their classics and they're still putting out hits. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I still got the chance to kind of catch them in their prime. And I was happy about that because I didn't know how Ronald Isley was going to sound live. And he sounded just like he sounded 50 years ago, you know, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, you know. It's crazy. And so that's what I'm saying, man. I would still love to try to get something with them, man, and that would be amazing. You know, it's funny because I saw that Snoop was on their album as well. And so he did a tune with them as well. So I'm like, shit, man, that, you know, and you know, their the guitar player's daughter is Alex Isley. You know her, Alex Isley? She's kind of neo soul, kind of contemporary R&B. Yeah, check her out, man. She's killing it. She's singing her ass off. But that's their that's the guitar player's Ernie Isley's daughter, Ronald Isley's niece. Killing. She got her own thing separate from them. That's she killing on her own tip. Most people don't even know that. You probably heard her stuff and you didn't know that's who she was. You know what I'm saying? But she's tough, man. And so yeah, she'll be another person I would love to work with, man. PJ Morton, Jasmine Sullivan. Man, I'm just.
Let's go back. We ain't gonna have you skip out on this because you told us the story. Tell people the Anthony Hamilton story. When you first met him. The Anthony Hamilton story when you first met him.
Is it Anthony Hamilton?
Was it Anthony Hamilton?
Or you talking?
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah, I mean, was that the story? Or y'all talk? Are you talking about Anthony Hamilton or Wale?
No, Anthony Hamilton with the patches.
Man, so I officially met Anthony last year, officially. Mm-hmm. But you know, I've shaken his hand and seen him several years before. You know what I'm saying? But I officially kind of like, hello, my name is, and shook hands with him last year. But basically, you know, Anthony cool. He's a cool dude. You know, laid back. You know, we did the Cabo Soul Fest this past spring together and all of that, man. Him and his band, and it was crazy how that kind of went down because I was promoting BFU at the time. It's crazy. I'm walking outside the hotel. Anthony Hamilton's band pulls up. And somebody's like, that's Anthony Hamilton's band. I said, oh, that's what's up. So somebody said, hey, Q Moore. And I'm like, who the hell know me out here? And so he was like, hey, man, you know, it was Cowboy Jack, Anthony Hamilton's background singer. So I'm over there chatting it up with him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, you know, from Instagram, I know you from here. I said, oh, okay, that's what's up. Yeah, you know. And so then Anthony Hamilton walks up. Hey, what's up, bro? You know, I'm like, shit. I'm like I'm part of the crew. I say, hey, what's up? I'm Q Boy. Like, you know, what's up? You know who I am, whatever, you know. Not he didn't say that, but it was kind of like, nice to meet you, you know. Right. But yeah, man. And so we throughout that whole we were on this. We had the festival on another resort, and we would have to bus to that resort. But then we had our own resort that all the artists were on, of course, with other people who weren't artists. Right. But we weren't performing at the resort we were staying at, which is cool because I'm gonna tell you something. You go when we're at the other resort, people don't leave you alone. They walk up all up on you, which is fine. I'm grateful, but I can't imagine that if people are, you know, what's up, Q Moore, what they're doing to Anthony Hamilton and Charlie Wilson and SWV and Babyface over there, you know? Right. And so that's kind of why they put us on our own resort. But it was kind of cool because we had our own lunchtime and all this type of stuff. So it'll be us in there. So I'm walking in and at one lunch period, Charlie Wilson is sitting over there. And so I'm like, you know, I don't want to bother him. He waved at me when I came in. I waited. I said, "What's up, Chunk the Deuce?" I go back and sit at my table. He sends his wife over the table, say, "Hey, Charlie want to speak with you." I'm like, "You talking about me?" She said, "Sir, you all right?" I said, "I'm good. Yeah, let's go." So he said, "Hey, man, I see you with that guitar. You play guitar?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You sing too?" I said, "Yeah." He said, who you playing with?" I said, "Well, I'm primarily performing with myself now. I'm touring with, I sing." He said, "Oh, you got your own thing?" He said, "Cool." So he asked for my information. I gave him my information. And I was like, "Man, if you need something," he said, "Can you play and sing at the same time?" I said, "Yeah." So, and, now here's the funny thing too. So he's finishing his meal. We finished our conversation. So I'm getting ready to walk off. I'm like, all right, shit, I don't want to be this dude, but I was like, he called me to the table, so I'll forget it. Say, "Bro, can I get a picture?" His security guard stood up. "Hey, bro, what's your problem, man? Chill out, he eating." I'm like, damn, like he called me to the table. You know what I'm saying? What am I? We talking. I'm thinking we cool. We take a picture. It ain't nothing. And man, so I left it alone. I went on back to my table. About 2 minutes later, the security guard came back and got me and said, "All right," he said, "You can take the picture." So I took the picture and then went home, man. I was like, but I mean, that was cool. It's cool. Anthony Hamilton came through in dinner one time after all of our shows. I was chilling. And then he came through and said, "What's up?" Came by the table and, but it's just us in there, him and his band and some of the other artists and stuff like that. So I got to run into quite a few people. I hung out with Babyface's band as well. I didn't get to meet Babyface personally, but I met After Seven, Babyface's brother and all of them, man. They killed it. They, we took pictures, we had dinner and all that stuff together as well. SWV, Eddie George. Eddie George is with the lead singer. He was at the resort and everything. So they were all coming through. Who else was there? Chrisette Michelle. I got to chat with her, but it's been a lot of people, man. Last year was like the year of the celebrity for me, man. I opened up for a bunch of people, man. Hamiltons. I got to chat with them. Maybe we got some collabs coming up in the near future, one way or the other. Gary Clark Jr., another talented guitar player, blues player, man, out of Texas. That's another person I would love to collab with. Him and the Hamiltons. Oh man, that Gary is one of my favorite singers. Hamilton is one of my favorite singers. Group of singers, man, just by far. And it's crazy. I got to share the stage with both of them last year and meet with them and chop it up with them and hang out on a personal level. I got one of the Hamiltons' number. We chat every now and then and just kind of waiting on a chance to get to do a collab. I got some stuff coming up that may fit with them, and then I also have they may have some stuff because I do strings and composing and stuff as well, so they know that. And that's how we actually started communicating. They found BFU and they were like, "This is killing. Who did the production?" I said, "I did. I did all of the." He said, "Oh man, you did them strings?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "We might hit you up for that." I said, "Let me know, bro. I'm down. Hey, for let's do it. I'm for real. Let's go." And so, you may see some Hamiltons. I don't know. Gary Clark Jr. I'm hoping Gary's a little bit different. He's not on the BFU vibe per se, but I got other stuff that he would definitely, fit in. And that's the only thing too, because some people, they hear BFU and they think, they try to put you in this box. And that's not necessarily the case, because I got, like you said, I have a full catalog worth of stuff. Yeah. And I don't mind either way. If you come in, I mean, they'll find out eventually. It's fine, but I'm fine with people, vibing with BFU or not vibing with it. It's fine with me, because that's who I am still. I didn't do that song just so people can start coming to me. I did that song because I did it, And sometimes people write stuff for social media and for different things. And I wrote that song because I want to write it, and I'm performing because I want to.
I feel like the songs that I've heard, like I said, I've listened to almost the whole catalog. I feel like the songs that I've heard, your original song, you can tell the difference in the songs. Like you can tell that it's not something for attention. That it's something that you actually wanted to do, something that you actually put your heart and soul into.
For sure.
And the versatility in the songs is what gets me. Because it's like not every song is the same. Like you might, like to me, you know, BFU is not really a serious song. You know, it's there, but it's more of a comical type thing. But it's not really for laughing. But then you have other songs that are a little bit more serious than BFU.
For
so
sure.
you know, it's not just one style. So it's not like, oh, okay, you know, these are the only type of songs he makes. Oh, they all gonna be like that. No, they're not all like that.
No.
Like, you know, you listen to the catalog and you're gonna hear a lot of different styles of music. Like a lot of different types. And I mean, like, I actually like that. So, you know, you don't get pigeon-toed into that one style of music where it's like, oh, okay, everything is gonna sound like this one song. They're not gonna all sound the same. Like everything's gonna be different. And you can feel that it's something that you wanted to do. It's not like, oh, well, I'm doing this because this is what the people are going to like.
Right.
No, I'm doing it because this is what I like. This is what I want to hear.
That's right. And it's sad because what starts happening is when you start doing stuff and writing stuff for other people, and sooner or later, once you do get what you want or you get famous, people are going to be coming up and saying, hey, sing that song. So people are going to come to your shows, do BFU, do this, do that. Like, prime example, when D'Angelo did How Does It Feel, you know, he took his shirt off and all that type of stuff, but that wasn't really him. You know what I'm saying? While he had the assets to be able to do that, that wasn't his personality and his thing. So what started happening is that people were coming in with that mindset, but he had this, no, I'm this real artist mindset, and it started clashing and started messing with him. So as soon as he started a show, take off your shirt. Now for Tank, that's what Tank does. Tank, when you say take off his shirt, that's who he is. He did what he do. You know, he's doing what he does. But for D'Angelo, that's not who he was. So when he did that, you know, he probably did it to make the song more appealing, make the video appealing. So when he did that and people came with that energy, he wasn't feeling it. And it kind of bothered him. It's just kind of like when you start singing songs that you don't like or that you just did just to be famous, people start requesting them songs more than the stuff that you're writing now that you really like. You're going to be mad. It's like, but I wrote this song. Some producers did this and they wrote that, but my heart is with this new stuff and y'all ain't feeling it. Y'all want to hear this bubblegum stuff that other people wrote for me when I was coming famous. Right. And see, that's where the problem lies, is that you got songs where people do to be famous, and and later on down the years when people are requesting only them songs, your heart is messed up. You broken, you depressed, you mad, you yelling at the crowd, you throwing people's phones and acting a fool, you know. So
You know what? That answers the question I was about to ask, because I was they got a documentary coming out. What's his name? Something Poindexter. I forget his first name, but he did that hot. He's with the New York Dolls. The hot. He said that is the bane of my existence. I hate that song, but that's what people know me for. I was going to ask you that, but so you wouldn't mind, like, because you wrote BFU, you wouldn't mind like everybody like, yo, play BFU because you kind of wrote it. But on the flip side of that, I always wonder, like, if somebody wrote something for you and it gets hot, touches on, how would you feel about having to perform that song all the time? Tired of it, all of that?
Well, the thing is, no, man, I mean, you know, there's songs that I've been performing, man, for over a decade. And it is what it is, man. When you're writing stuff that is you, then you don't have no problem with that. Now, I do understand evolution. I do understand change. And so there are some songs, you know, where I don't perform anymore, primarily because of a style difference or whatever. So if that happens, you know, but I mean, you can't, I just don't, you know, even if the style is a little bit different from what I do now, if somebody requested that song, because I get it, you know what, it's funny. One of my older songs that people request a lot is from my first record. It's called Snowflakes. And I'm like, you know, I wrote that. And like, that was one of my first songs I wrote. So I'm kind of like, you know, but I'm never like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm kind of like, ooh, I've moved on. But at the same time, if they really want to hear that song, if they requesting it, I'm with it 100%. And people still request it to this day. When I'm on these live singing Snowflakes. And so I kind of, the biggest problem with me or that might have, or the biggest reaction I may have is a chuckle. Like, damn, they reaching far back, you know, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But that song is still very much me, and I don't have a problem performing it. You know, I've evolved. I've done different songs and stuff like that. But I still, if that song, hey, it's funny. It's funny. Check this out. So I did a festival in Belarus in 2017, nationally televised, 2,500 people out on the stage, lights in the stage and shit. I was like, am I Bruno Mars? I had a full orchestra behind me, all that. Here's the funny thing about it. The producer of the festival chose the songs that he wanted to be performed. So on one hand, I'm kind of like, but on the other hand, you know what I said? I want to see what songs he chooses. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because this guy's a big time producer in Eastern Europe that had hits. He's had Grammys over there and stuff like that. So I would like to see what part of my work he considers to be top tier. And one of the songs he chose was Snowflakes. You know what I'm saying? The song that people request all the time. So I'm laughing my ass off. And he chose a few from my whole catalog. Of course, he chose YOLO. He chose like a wide range of tunes from my catalog. So reaching back from my first record, he chose tunes. He chose a couple of covers that I recorded. Man, it was a trip. So it was interesting to see what this producer thought about the music that was presented to him, the whole catalog. And he went through that whole catalog and chose, you know, songs. So I know he listened to everything because he went back from the first album and pull stuff from there. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. All the way up until the brand new album, choosing songs from there that year. The album out that year was Black Privilege, and, you know, that had a bunch of different tunes off of there. He chose a tune off of there called Get Up and Go. And I love that tune too, man. It's like a bluesy kind of style tune or whatever. And it's a fun tune to perform. But, you know, he chose some other tunes from the whole catalog, you know, YOLO being from the You Forgot Your Heart record. He chose a couple off the You Forgot Your Heart record. Another one, two more, That's My Girl. And he chose a song called I Could Fall in Love with You. And you can go on YouTube and look at that performance, man. It was crazy. National TV, like, you know, it was a big, huge stage, 2,500 people. Man, I felt like that was crazy. That's one of the funnest experiences I've ever had. And what's funny about it is that my manager didn't even tell me what he said. Yeah, you doing some concert, some festival, whatever, you know. But he didn't tell me the height of what I was doing. So I get out there, I'm like, man, you didn't tell me, man, I'm on national TV. I would have. He said, no, I just want you to do yourself. Don't get all caught up in all of that. Just go out there. And I didn't even know. So I didn't know, first of all, that it was going to be 2,500 people there. I didn't know it was going to be lights in the stage. I didn't know that. So when I got out there, I was kind of already like that. Then later on, I found out they nationally televised the whole concert, all that stuff, man. I was like, this shit is crazy. So
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
And it's a trip. But just talking about those songs, man, every song that I wrote is me. It's me. So I'm not tripping on people getting stuck on one song or anything like that, man. Some artists get so mad about that. And it's just like, that's human nature, man. They find a hit and that's all they listen to. That's what radio gives to us. A lot of people ain't like us to where we're going to go dig and listen to B-sides and catalog stuff, you know. Everybody ain't like that. And and
sometimes it might be that one song that somebody found at a particular moment in their life that they now equate to that moment in their life, whether it be good or bad. Right. You know, it elicits some sort of feeling from them. So now, you know, this song is now a part of them. They want to hear it because, you know, it brings back that memory, that feeling, and they want to feel that at that moment. And I mean, it's actually great as an artist when something like that can happen, where somebody can say, you know what, I remember what I was doing when I first heard this song. You know, or this song makes me remember this moment. And that's a good thing. I mean, and that's, I would feel, I mean, I'm not an artist, obviously, but I would feel as an artist, that's what I want. Right. Like, I want to have a personal connection to this song. Like, I want this song actually mean something to you when you hear it. Like, I don't want
I'm telling you.
something where it's like, oh, yeah, I heard it. It's all right.
When don't let them fool you. He is an artist. You see what he did to the interplay. Look,
Man, that's a great point. That's a great point. You know what? It's funny because we live in a TikTok and IG Reel world right now. And you never know what somebody's going through and how they may connect with your song. I've gotten tons of messages. Somebody can take your song and I'm going to give this in two parts. They can take your song and because of whatever they're going through, make a reel or a TikTok that touches millions of people and it go viral and it blow your song up. Yeah. Now, here's another scenario with that same situation. They could have heard your song BFU 2 years ago. Wasn't going through a breakup at the time. Wasn't dealing with nothing. 2 years later, they come back, husband broke up, and they remember the song, and then they go and put a reel up 2 years later and blow your song up. It's crazy how that may work. So that's why I'm saying you should never take lightly how people, the people who are vibing with your song or whatever they're vibing with, let them vibe. Let them do whatever. Let them interpret it. If they vibe with it, they vibe with it. However they want to interpret. I kind of got into an interpretation debate with a friend of mine in Germany the other night. And she was saying, well, you know, people are not liking the song for the way you wrote it. I said, that's fine with me. However they like it, they like it. They're going to interpret it how they want to interpret it. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a particular girl or anything behind this song, but if they want to put a girl or a guy or person, place, job or behind this mug, do whatever you want to do. You know, do that however you want to flip it.
And that's,
you know,
the thing about good music. Yeah. Good music to me is art. And that's what art is. Yeah. All art is interpretive. It's what you put.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean, you can have 50 people look at one painting in a museum, and all 50 people have a different interpretation of that painting. Different to all 50 people.
That's right.
And I mean, like, that's kind of what art is. It's like, I'm gonna put it out there the way I mean it, but you're gonna take from it what you need from it at that time.
For sure.
And there's nothing you can really do to control that. It's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, and
does it make you happy that somebody, like, I know you say Snowflake, right? But that means they were listening to your whole catalog and get to, like, right?
That's it. So, and that for me, that's big. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause like I said, I think what it boils down to when people start getting mad is there's one or two things. It could be more, but I'm just thinking one or two things. Number one, you didn't write that song. You have no connection to it, or you didn't write it for the right reasons. It ain't you. Right. Number two, you just arrogant. You know what I'm saying? You just want people to want to do everything your way, and that's it. There's some artists out there that are like that, man, that just get crazy. No, don't do this, don't do that. I want people to appreciate my concert, my music, however they want to do it.
Yeah, it's just a picture that's freezing here and there.
Yeah, the picture's freezing, your audio good, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a true story right there. I do like that. I like that whole visualization. Like, again, would you rather have somebody just listen to your radio hits, or would you rather somebody listen to the whole CD?
Yeah, man. I mean, and however they want to do it, because you got radio hits people, you got full CD people. And you know what? The funniest thing about it, my German friend, she said, I don't vibe with that song, but I still vibe with your music. And I still listen to your other music. Because even with this tune, man, a lot of my people, they don't like it, you know. I don't like that song, you know, whatever. And that's fine, too. That's cool, too. But I still vibe with you or whatever. Yeah. But here's the funny thing was that some of the people kind of switched their tune when they saw Snoop was on it. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, all right. I'm like, nah, you didn't like the song. Stay your ass on over there. Nah, but even them people, and even the other people who, you know, they didn't pay nothing attention to me to Snoop, that's fine. It's all good. If you vibe with me, you vibe with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I will, obviously, you take care of the people who are taking care of you. You know what I'm saying? And so the people who are vibing with everything that you do, period, or most of the stuff that you do, period, those are going to be your super fans anyways. Man, I send them T-shirts. I make sure that we keep in contact personally. How you doing? How's your dog? Whatever. How's your job going? Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? To where we chat from time to time, man, how's it over there? And I'm like, I'll let you know, hey man, that is this, that, but everybody don't have that relationship and that bond like that, Then you got some casual folks, they'll pop in on the reels, funny, good job, enjoy the song, Then you got some people who are just kind of waiting until famous things happen when I'm touring or when I got the collaborations or in the newspaper or whatever. They wait for that type of stuff as well. And that's fine too, man. However you want to get it. One thing I won't do, and I just encourage all artists not to do, is don't focus on the people who don't support you and don't care about you or don't respect you. Focus on those super fans, the people who are on you. Take care of them, because at the end of the day, they're going to be the ones, when you drop something, they're sharing it with everybody. When you drop merchandise, they're buying your merchandise. Focus on them. Don't say like, man, I invited my whole family to my show and they ain't show up. It be your own people. No, man, that ain't it. And one thing that I've learned about that too, friends and family, all my friends and family don't go to concerts. They don't go to no concerts. If sometimes they'll come see me, that's a blessing to get them out of their normal routine of not going to concerts to come in and see me once every 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't. Some of my friends ain't into my style of music. We still friends. It doesn't make a difference. They still love me and they support me. You know what I'm saying? And that them supporting me is still kind of supporting my music, even though it may not be their cup of tea. But for us to only look at the people who we want validation from versus people who are actually giving it to us, it's sad. You need to be focused on the people who are already giving it to you. And if you focus on people, you're gonna be well taken care of, man. That's what I tell all independent or anybody, anything you got going on, any entrepreneurs, anything, take care of the people. Dare I even say that you can be people. No, I better not say that. I'm gonna leave that for the private. I ain't gonna say it. But let me I'll say this to kind of paraphrase what I was gonna say. Don't worry about who people say is supposed to support your business or who you or whatever. You take care of the people who are supporting your business, because it's been social construct to where we're supposed to say my family, because they my family, are supposed to support me. Your family may not like jazz. Your family may not go to concerts. Your family may not like your product or need your product. I may have a high blood pressure medication that I'm doing. Why would they buy that if they don't need it? Everybody, it ain't for everybody. So it's the same thing, with music, or with anything, any product that you may have. Focus on those who need it and who have showed the support, That's what I would tell anybody.
And I think some artists, they actually need to look at the different forms of support. Yeah. Not all support is verbal, physical, it may be something as simple as, okay, you made a song, but say your mama didn't listen to that song. Maybe she told somebody else to listen to it, though. Okay, she doesn't like the song. That don't mean that she's not supporting you.
That's right.
You just don't see. Or it may be something where people are actually supporting you. You just don't see the support that they're giving you. Because it's not
100%.
They're not just like, hey, look at me, I did this for you. They may be silent people in the background that's doing more than you even know, and you just don't realize it because you're focused on what you don't see.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, you just got to let things happen. What you need, and for a lot of people who know Black culture, what we always say, won't he do it?
Yeah.
When you need it, you'll get it.
That's right.
Hey.
Anything can be possible.
I remember I used to do music. I never did music my mother could listen to. I never did music. My mother, why are you doing matches at?
I don't think I've ever done anything that my mother could listen to or watch.
I've never done any music. This guy's doing matches. I've never done a whole book. I've never done anything my mother could listen to. So I didn't expect her to be like, oh, I like that song. Like, oh, what did you do today? I just did a song. What song you did? It's not done yet.
I might mess around and play something for my mom, and the first thing out of her mouth is, "Boy, what is your problem?
Right.
What is wrong with you?"
Exactly. You know,
Raised you better than that.
yeah, even my mom, you know, she likes a lot of different styles of music. She likes the gospel, different things, you know. She actually my mom vibes with BFU though. It's crazy, you know. My dad, before he passed away, I'm glad he got to hear it, but he vibed with it as well. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a trip, you know, with them, because especially with my dad don't listen to a lot of R&B. My dad was 86 years old, so a lot of doo-wop, a lot of quartet gospel, old school stuff, country music, you know what I'm saying? But he really didn't vibe with a bunch of new R&B and stuff, but he vibed with my stuff, you know what I'm saying? My dad got to make a couple of my shows. My dad was older, you know. But man, y'all, I'm gonna actually have to jump off of here. I gotta do something in like 5 minutes, but
I got one last question for you.
You good?
One last question for you. Since you said your mom vibes with BFU, have you ever done a song and your mom heard it, and the first thing, since you have an older mother, the first thing out of her mouth is, "Child, I'm gonna pray for you"?
Yeah, for sure, man. Here's the funny thing. I did, and see, people don't know this about me. Like, I've been on this stuff. You know, I've been on stuff like BFU. I've done stuff. So I did this kind of a quartet song. And I had to send it over to y'all. I don't think it's online anymore. I took it down. Not because of the song, but I just took that record. It's a mixtape that I did. And it was like a gospel thing, and it was saying it actually started off as a joke between me and my homies, but I was like, I'm gonna put this on here, whatever. But it was called "Keep Bringing That Ass Straight to Me," but it was like in the church, you know what I'm saying? So my mom was like, me and your dad didn't like that. I'm sorry, you need to go on with all that. I was like, man, y'all wasn't supposed to hear that, you know. So that was a lot of people, man, you know. She don't mind, man. My mom don't mind a lot of stuff. You know, my parents really didn't restrict us when it came to music and stuff like that. They love music, but obviously she wasn't vibing with that all the way, you know. But I think when she first heard BFU, I was telling her about it, and she was like, man, I don't know, you know, you sure you want to? I didn't tell her what was going. I told her the basis of what was going to happen. But when she heard it, she was like, oh, hell no, I love this. Like, I love it. I'm for all this. You know, your dad like it and everything. It's funny. The video's good. I'm like, I was kind of surprised. You know, I was like, cool, you know. But still, I figured it could be 50-50, but that other song, I knew she wasn't going to like that. You know what I'm saying? I knew she wasn't going to like that. That was strictly for fun. Now, that's one I wouldn't want people to be. I don't want to tie to that. If people ask me, I'm like, nah, I don't know about that one, y'all. I can't do that one, you know.
You got to do that.
Yeah, I'll just send it over to you.
We know you were busy, man.
Yeah.
We're going to keep looking out for you. I know I am. I'm going to keep listening to the music.
Man, I appreciate it. I'm coming to y'all soon, man. Give me until like the summer to fall. I'll be there.
I'm telling you, I don't care what I got to do. I'm at the show. I'm there.
Let's go.
You know, I'm going to be the one standing there with like, I told you so. Big ass sign. I told you so.
Yeah.
Man, but congratulations, all the success. Hope you only get bigger. Man, stay up.
Appreciate it. Oh, you got it, bro. Thank y'all so much, man.
No problem.
All right, we'll catch y'all.
All right.